consequences and rewards to almost any action or decision you make. Stars that rewards to almost any action or allowing for developers to build a sense of true progression as more and more systems plug into it across subsequent releases. And speaking of releases, Alpha 3.13 is right around the corner, so let's take a look at some of the new additions coming to the Persistent Universe when it arrives in the patch report.
Hey, what's up, peeps? Spencer Smith here. I'm doing Inside Star Citizen, Making Your Reputation. This is part 2. Part 1 should be somewhere else. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Talks about the reputation system. Super into that, like super cool. And I'm glad what they're doing, because it does have the progression feel, right? Because like I always say, Star Citizen and progression are big. So next up, I guess, is the patch report. I didn't like look at it, but I just found the spot to start. So thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm just gonna start, I guess. There we go.
And speaking of releases, Alpha 3.13 is right around the corner, so let's take a look at some of the new additions coming to the Persistent Universe when it arrives in the patch report. First up, we gotta start with the reputation system we just explored, which looks to enhance every feature before it by adding progression and rewards while serving as the ground floor for nearly every feature to come, ready to plug in and add advancement and goodies galore to each new aspect as they come online. In addition to the reputation system, Alpha 3.13 brings with it several...
So does that mean, like, there's gonna be... I don't think they've done quests for them yet, have they? Like, I know that there's quests for individuals, but like, does it remember you now? Like you doing a quest, I guess? Oh, interesting. Interesting to think about. I have to play it.
Expansions and revisions to existing assets and locations, beginning with our new drive-in and sinkhole entrances for cave systems,
cool.
Providing new opportunities to explore with ground vehicles and spacecraft alike. New asteroids created with our refined process for more variety and less potatoey, and the same great danger of crashing into.
Ooh. Super cool. We talked about asteroids the other day too. But yeah. The caves, we talked about those a while back too, but like it's interesting. Like now it's exploration, but I wonder what content they're gonna put in. Like I know there's gonna be probably flora and fauna, right? But like what else? Drug rings or I don't know, whatever. But like it's cool. It's cool and interesting. So.
Non-commercial overlays for existing refineries designed to bring a more industrialized look while minimizing some of the excessive branding elements currently found on some stations. As well as a wrap-up to the polished revisions of every planet and moon in the Stanton system, work that began several quarters ago, improving the overall look and feel of everything from Aberdeen to Yela.
Super cool. It's such a good, they're so good. The planets are just ridiculous. And just like the tech around them is just something that like breaks my brain, right? You can go from planet to planet at like high fidelity and seamlessly, right? And like, yeah, it's just so cool, so crazy.
There's also new mission types scattered throughout Stanton, including quantum-sensitive and timed multi-drop deliveries similar to those first introduced during our Xenothreat event.
Cool.
Multiple additions from the actor feature team, like the new stagger force reactions, the object push-pull trolleys scattered throughout the system, and mounted guns they still tell me we can't put on trolleys. Can't? Or won't, Richard Tyrer. There are several new vehicle features coming your way in Alpha 3.13, beginning with the long-awaited arrival of docking between the Merlin and Constellation.
Nice.
Yes, no longer will that ship in the back just be permanently attached to your butt. We've all been there, right? Afterwards, ship-to-station docking will roll out in a subsequent 3.13x patch later this
Cool.
quarter to allow for some additional testing and polish.
Awesome.
We're trying to avoid scratching the paint on our 890s.
Awesome. Like, that's a huge step. Like, that's a huge step, because maybe we'll see the hull this year. I'm excited for that ship.
As much as you are. Speaking of which, the first version of Wear and Dirt is coming with the new Vehicle Visual Degradation system, not only adding our first systemic use of the system, but allowing players to finally wash some of their spaceships when they go for repairs.
Cool.
Mining ships are getting another layer of customizability with the addition of mining laser subcomponents, allowing players to customize their laser experience to a greater degree than with consumables alone. Owners of the 600i, 890 Jump, Hammerhead, Reclaimer, Mercury Star Runner, and Anvil Carrack will now be able to display their unique ship names for all to see in Alpha 3.13, while the feature is expected to roll out to additional ships in subsequent patches. The long-awaited Sdf Shields, first introduced with the NPC Idris and Javelin earlier this quarter, now expand to all ships in the Star Citizen universe.
So good looking. Wow, it's a good patch. Like, it's like hit like critical mass, I feel. It seems like a really good patch. Yeah, just awesome stuff. Like, the docking is super huge. Like, the trolleys are super huge. The names, right? I know there's a big hoo-ha about the names. The mining thingies. The more in betweens. I forget what they're called. I'm sorry. Okay. Super cool. I love the way they look too.
Plugging up shield holes and providing new visual experiences that not only look better, but can help with gauging your attack effectiveness as well.
Just looks
and
so
finally,
good.
In vehicle content, we've got the new Cyclone MT variant scheduled to arrive with Alpha 3.13, as well as fan favorites the Tumbril Nova and Hercules Starlifter in subsequent 3.13x patches later this quarter.
Hercules Starlifter.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the
Awesome. Wow. Like, it felt like it just hit critical mass of like a lot of stuff that we've talked about in the past few months. Like, yeah, it is. I mean, it is a new quarter, right? It's like a new quarter, so that kind of makes sense. But like, I think they're hitting it. Like, they're hitting. Stuff is going to be in. I mean, is it going to be any good and stuff like that? That's part of the process. But everything from the names to the shield stuff to the mining stuff to what else do they got in here? The docking, just all like first iteration stuff, somewhat, right? Like some more vehicle stuff. Like they really need to figure out what to do with the vehicles, but that's gonna come, I think, in the future. And just cool, just super cool stuff, right? Like it's a lot of things are added. Awesome. So that's part 2. It's the patch report. Super short today. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna definitely get into. I haven't played Star Citizen for a while, so I want to get back into it, and put some hours into it, because like this new patch looks cool. It looks super cool, and kind of playing around with it and just seeing. So yeah, I think that's it. So if you're looking for part 1, it's somewhere, like probably description below or on a card, like on the screen somewhere. Also, thanks for watching. Any feedback is good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay consistent with this stuff. I just, it's just ins and outs, right? And it's more like it's a hobby more than it is like a profession right now. I mean, will it ever get to a profession? Maybe, probably not though. Anyway, that's my inner thoughts. Cool. yeah, you guys have a good day, and yeah, bye.